Information technology. This is subject code 402. So the marking scheme sample question paper, we'll try to see the question, how they need to be answered, what is the marking scheme. Part A is employability skills. So there will be multiple choices, that is in this sample question paper. We have 6 questions and 4 we have to answer, 1 max each. The use of abbreviations in a communication leads to misinterpretation of messages is an example of dash barriers. There are different kind of barriers. One is the language barrier. Normally we have different languages spoken in different countries, and in one country also we see different languages are spoken. So if we use, say, short forms, just say for example, if I tell you FYI, what does it mean? Many people won't understand that this stands for your information. So they won't be able to understand. So this is a kind of a language barrier. Use of abbreviations in communication. Language barrier. Right? People may not understand what you are saying. They may not ask, but they won't understand it. Vacationing helps in dash individuals. Vacationing, when you are doing some work, maybe some business or job or your own work, every time, every day is monotonous. So you need some break from the daily life. That is vacationing. So the stress will be less. You will de-stress and will again energize yourself and come back again and work. Dash serves as an interface between the user and computer. So we have already seen when we are learning computers that operating system is an interface between a human being and the machine. The computer basically. Computer is a hardware. So in order to work, this hardware should work, there need to be some software, and that software is operating system. Okay. So operating system can be your Windows, can be Linux, etc. And dash is a person who establishes a business or a venture that generates some value to the customer and proves to be profitable for him. So who is that person? He is entrepreneur. So he gets profit, he works, but he also is working for the betterment of the society. An economy is called green economy when it is based on the principles of. So we know the principles of sustainable development. So we are talking about green economy. That is no plastic, no non-biodegradable, the reduction of poverty, life for everyone, education for everyone. So there are so many. Basically these are SDGs. And these SDGs were made in a summit in New York 2030, what the world should look like. So these are the principles which started with certain people who called it as sustainable development, Burnworth. So sustainable development is use the resources today so that it remains for your future generation. Physical exercise in the form of dash to relieve stress as they stabilize mood, improve self-esteem and induce sleep. It is always said that in a day you need to at least take out 30 minutes for your body, for yourself. Walk, run, skip, whichever exercise you can do, some aerobic, non-aerobic, yoga or meditation, etc. Now this fill in the blanks can have multiple entry, but we will go with walking and skipping. You can change this also, but the walking and skipping is quite good here. Explain any 2 7 C's of communication. So whenever we do communication, say talking to people or multiple people, communicating yourself, expressing yourself. So there are 7 C's of communication. All these are starting from C. That is why we are calling it as 7 C's. 7 C's. Okay. So let us see here that whenever you are going for, say, some meeting or email or say conference or some reports, presentation. These are all, you need to tell people and show people that you worth, and they need to listen to you. So be clear. Whatever you say shouldn't be fuzzy. Means it has to be very crystal clear what you want to convey. Concise means very, very, short. Concrete means it has not to be misinterpreted. Be correct means whatever you say, means if your spelling is wrong, that is incorrect. So the impression will not be good. That will be incorrect. Complete means whenever you start some conversation, you need to end it properly. Be courteous. Courteous means be polite. Means always use good words. Don't use foul language. That is courteous. So these are the 7 C's. Clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, and courteous. How many origins can have stress causal? Or you can say how can your stress be started? What are the stress causing places? Or you can say some original or origins. The question is saying that from where it may start. So it can be mental, it can be physical, because maybe your stomach is hurting. It can be physical. Social, it can be people are not behaving with you good, they are bullying. Then financial we have, that is you're not having enough money to live your life. So these are the origins for stress. They may cause the stress, you can say like that. Write down these steps to create a folder in C drive with your name. So what happens here? If you go to Windows, you will open the Explorer, go to C drive, and then right click. When you right click, there will be a menu, and in that menu you will see create new folder, and this create new folder will create a new folder, naming new folder. So as I said, just double click wherever your computer icon is, double click on C drive. So we have to create a folder, and just right click, new folder, create new folder will come, and finally this folder will come, and you can rename it as well, or you can keep it like new folder only. What are the myths about entrepreneurship? Explain any 2. So what are the myths? Myths are basically the illogical, non-reasonable conversation or discussions which are going on, and people believe without even asking a question, no logical reason. So there are myths in every part of life. So for entrepreneurship also there are myths, because you might not having good knowledge or very less knowledge, incomplete knowledge. So the myths are entrepreneurs are high risk takers. That is not true. Entrepreneur become rich as they start a new business. No, it takes some time to be very patient. Entrepreneurs are job hoppers. This is also wrong. Entrepreneurs have limited dedication. This is also a myth. So one more myth is if you have business, you are entrepreneur. This is wrong. If you are not having the new idea, you are not an entrepreneur. This is also wrong, because you cannot have a new idea, but you can present it in your own way. List down any 4 factors causing ecological imbalance. See, ecology, ecological, environment, everything, biodiversity, all these are related words. Everything, whatever we do, is causing imbalance because we are not doing it intelligently, we are doing it ruthlessly. Like destruction of forests, cutting trees, industrialization and urbanization, they can be talked together. We are making these towns to cities to big cities, metro cities, mega cities. So we are creating concrete jungles, and these jungles are at the cost of land and the trees. Then as a consumer, we want so many things also. So we need, there are producers as well. This producer will produce from industries or some marketing setup, and that will take the natural resources as input. So finally, as a consumer, we are depleting these natural resources or using them in not a good way. Large use of pesticides, let me add, because these pesticides insecticides and weedicides, these are all chemicals, and these are chemicals to kill. These are to kill. Now when they go inside the water, inside the soil, even in the air, that is basically going to cause, or they will come in our food chain, and finally we will be affected by it. We don't even think about the small insects, organisms and other flora and fauna, but still we will also be affected. Overgrazing is also a problem. Overgrazing means the area which is say where the goat and all the goat, sheep, they go to graze, but they overgraze, and when they overgraze, the soil will come up, and that will be eroded by the wind and the air and water, and that will create a problem in later life, or not for only for us, for everyone. So this is part B, and this we are going to take in the next discussion. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.